Let's talk about the goals I set in 2025 and how I did not achieve most of them. Now, I set myself a number of goals outside of handball, but let's stick to the handball ones. The goals that I wrote down on paper were outcome related goals, so they were based on winning specific tournaments. And the reality is that I did not achieve most of those goals. And I'm going to put the goals on the screen, just be easier for you to see them, and we can tick them off or put an X together. So the first one, doubles All Ireland. Tick. We did it. Go on, Niamh. Great job. Second, LA Pro Stop. X. Did not achieve that. Did not win the tournament. Got to the final. Sings All Ireland. Same story. Got to the final. Didn't win. Salt Lake Pro Stop. Actually, in fairness to me, I couldn't attend it because the All Ireland was going to be like 5 days later. So I decided that my body would not be able to do that. Not anymore, Ciana. And then that kind of takes out the last one as well. So to win the Players' Championship, you have to attend the Salt Lake tournament. And I didn't attend Salt Lake. Therefore, I obviously couldn't win the Players' Championship. Anyways, it's based on points, obviously. But it got me thinking that sometimes we might look back in an entire year and we might say, okay, well, I didn't achieve the goals that I set myself, so it wasn't a great year. But when it comes to handball, I actually feel like I had a pretty solid year, even if I didn't get the outcome that I wanted in pretty much all of the tournaments I played. Even after that, I played the 60x30 doubles, which I had no intention of doing, got to the final, lost. In the One Wall Nationals, I played that in the open level, got to the final, lost. So those are two things that I actually didn't even plan on playing, but as soon as I enter, my goal is always to win. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. So not winning is a disappointment, but I am proud of myself for playing all three codes this year. But something that's really important to me is, even as I set goals for the next year, to be honest, my goal every single year is to win the singles and doubles All Ireland Championship. Like anything less than that, and I am disappointed in the outcome of that tournament. But a really important thing when setting goals is yes, it's motivating for me and that is my goal, but I'm not going to get hung up on the fact that I didn't achieve it, okay? I am proud of myself for, I think especially with the singles All Ireland Championship, I prepared in a way that I'm really proud. I can't look back and think of a specific reason why I didn't win. I'm not like, oh, I didn't train, or I wasn't playing well, or, I wasn't fit. I ticked all of those boxes in terms of preparation and putting myself in the best position possible. I just didn't get the outcome, the other player played better. There's so many things that come into it. And that's the thing with goals. It's really important for me to set them and also realize I'm going to do everything in my power to achieve it. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to get that outcome goal. And that's why the most important thing when we're setting goals is the work we do towards them. It would be a different story if I look back and was like, I didn't win the Singles All Ireland. I'm actually really disappointed in myself because I didn't even really try to make that happen. I didn't do the training. I didn't show up for myself. And sometimes that's a mistake we make. We write down the goal, but we don't actually do the work to get there. So that's sometimes why it's important to have these outcome goals, but it's even more important to think, right, what am I going to do every day, every week to get there? And, I actually thought it was funny when I opened this and I saw the goals, because it's just that's a bit disappointing that literally 4 out of the 5 goals that I set myself I didn't achieve. But I'm not going to carry that into these next handball tournaments that I play or into this next season. My goal is still to win the Singles All Ireland Championship. I could probably keep all these goals. But I'm not going to let, okay, I didn't get the outcome last year, that means that I should set new goals this year. It's no. The way I see handball performance is the pursuit of constant improvement, and if I can keep improving and keep performing my best, that will determine the results that I get. And even then, I'm not saying that I'll win. It doesn't always mean that you're going to win just because you're improving and actually playing well. There's so many other factors that come into it. What's the point of this video, Ciana? Fair question to ask. That's why it's important, set the goals, but also hold yourself to standards, not the goals. Like, I'm proud of the actions I took this year when it came to my performance in handball, whether I won or lost in games, So to be able to look back and say that. So if I want to give you something to take from this video, set some goals for 2026. Also, set those standards. What's the actions I'm going to take to make that happen? And realize that we can't actually control the outcome of these goals. We can work towards them, do our best, and be proud of that. I'm hoping 2026 I'll get to tick off a couple more things on the list that I make, which I may share with you in another video soon. And remember, real progress doesn't happen the day you achieve your goal. You're not going to win that tournament and change your life. The progress happens on the way to achieving that goal. So the progress you make before the tournament, before the final, that's what really matters. And obviously we're all competitive. We want to get the win, but it is what you do in the lead up to that tournament, to that event, that will determine if you get to tick that goal off or not.